eat out a lot, but if I go to a restaurant I've never been to, usually it's from a suggestion of a friend. I would never read a review for some person I don't even know.
Restaurant Punk, what's up? Restaurant Punk.
Back again.
Guess who's
Yianni's back.
Oh, shit.
Back to
scare your friends.
Restaurant Punk. Liz, Yianni, and Noelle.
Hello.
What's going on, ladies?
Badass Liz.
Badass Liz.
How you living in your neons over there?
Pretty good. It draws too much attention, so I don't know.
Liz is rocking the fluorescent green top.
Real quick, do you
Badass.
remember like when we first started recording and Liz was like, I absolutely refuse to be in front of the cameras.
Absolutely
and
refused.
Now when we record, she's like, I got a topic, I'm in.
Yeah, because I used to sit there on the other side and you guys would discuss things and I'm like, I got something to say about that. I got something to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're holding in, and then you're like, I just got to let it out. I got to help you guys.
No, I didn't say that, but
No?
we're not to help you guys. Just a different perspective. Everyone has a different perspective.
Yes, definitely
Yeah.
different perspectives.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I only say that because today you were like, oh, I have a topic. And you wanted to jump in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do have a topic.
Do
actually.
the three of us agree that on Restaurant Punk there are certain topics that are strengths for some of us and weaknesses for others?
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
We were thinking about like a certain topic and we were like, oh, you know what? We'll spring that on, what did we say? Peter, George, and Nico.
Yes.
Specifically.
Yes.
Specifically, because we came up with something. We're like, this is a great topic, but not for us.
Okay.
Right.
As restaurateurs and entrepreneurs, we all have different perspectives, but some of us are stronger. Like I think I'm stronger in front of the house than back of the house, right? Would we
I'd
all
say
agree
so.
on that?
I wouldn't know.
You want to
Well,
know?
according to you, yes.
You're stronger front of the house than back of the house, right?
Yeah, well, I haven't worked in the kitchen.
I think we all
Yeah.
are. I think we're a front of house team.
Yeah. So you classify me as a front of the house person.
I would.
Really?
Yeah.
Not that you see me in action, you're like, oh, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
terrible. He's got some good
Have
reviews.
you seen me serve, Liz?
I have not.
No?
No, I have not. I
I'm
should.
come
pretty effing good.
You should
I
come
say
in.
effing good because I'm trying not to say the F bomb.
Right.
Shout out to my sister Marina in Toronto for saying, can you tone down the F bombs a little bit?
Yeah, thank you, Marina.
Thank you,
Because we
Marina.
have to edit this
Right.
shiznit.
Shit. Wait, do we have to edit out shit? Does that count as a bad
I don't
word?
really
The
think-
F bombs are the big ones, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the big ones. I mean, according to YouTube, it's all the same though. But in our mind, it's not the same.
It's
What
not
do we
too
got?
bad.
What do we got? What are you thinking, girls? You got something?
Well, it's
You got
interesting.
something?
This is a topic I think you'll just love. So let's say you have friends that are chronic complainers. They just complain about everything. Do you listen to when they have their opinion about where to eat and their advice on restaurants? Do you take their opinion into consideration?
Interesting. Are you looking at me or Noelle?
Either
I mean,
of you. Either of you. I don't. For you, honestly, now I think about it, I don't think you could. I don't think you would care what other people if they were giving you their opinion. I feel like you'd want to find out for yourself.
As far as find out an establishment,
Yes.
not just listen to
Like
them. Is that
going
what
to a restaurant, like if someone was just like, if they just complain about everything in their daily life and then they're like, oh, don't go to that restaurant because XYZ. It's like, well, you literally complain about everything.
oh, I don't listen to them.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
But I just think about, when the reviews, like the people that, this is my opinion, the people that take the time to write reviews and when it's something very insignificant and you're blowing out of proportion, you are that person. If in case you weren't aware, you are 100% that
Yes.
person. And if your friends were smart, they would not listen to you. Because you are annoying. And you think it's your duty to
and you're lucky that your friends still stick around.
Yeah, because they're all talking shit behind your back, 100%. And you definitely think it's your duty to rip restaurants apart as if that is your purpose in life. Okay? Because if you are into business, would you appreciate that? It's one thing if you had a legit
Yes.
reason. But if you're just nitpicking, you're an asshole.
I think finding myself now as a restaurant owner, like I will look at certain reviews or I'll see a name and be like, I remember that name. And then I'll click over to another restaurant and look at their reviews and look at their reviews and look at their
You can
reviews.
see a pattern sometimes.
And you see a pattern. And it's very interesting now because like I would never notice, like even when I was working at restaurants, maybe once every 6 months would I go to the restaurant that I'm working at to look at the reviews to be like, wait, did anybody mention me? Just me being
Right.
big head me. But you see a pattern and it's just like, if you are consistently going to all of these restaurants and you're only writing a bad review, why do you go out?
Right. And
for
or
that
why do you
for
go
that
back?
reason, to find things that are wrong. I think we talk about this in Cara Restaurant Group. Am I the guy that walks around to every restaurant and instead of giving praise, I complain? Would we agree on that? Would you agree on that?
Yeah, yes,
But it's for the greater
constructive
good.
criticism.
Right.
It's not you complaining. It's you walking in and being like, no, absolutely not, you know?
So I think when we talk about the chronic complainer friend, when it comes to restaurants, I think I could read a review in, I don't know, Food and Wine magazine or the New York Times and see a bad review. Would that deter me from going to the restaurant? I think maybe a seed has been planted. But what's wrong with going to like a movie that has bad reviews and then seeing it and saying, that was pretty good.
Right.
I enjoyed it. But I do have friends that are known for chronic complaining in their life. And does that spill over when it comes to a place to go, you know, for the night or a place to eat for the night?
Because it's a life experience. Like going out to dinner is a life experience. Going out to do these things. And if they're complaining about everyday life experiences, then like, how can you really take their word?
Exactly. I always say, consider the source. If someone's always complaining and they're nitpicking everything, consider the source. You know, and it's one thing if that's your job and you get paid to review. But if you're just you're going out for dinner and you have like honestly nothing better to do with life than jump in your car as soon as you leave the restaurant and start writing a review because that is what you feel is your duty, then you need to like, I don't know, have different goals in life, I feel.
I think also like if someone comes to me, like let's say I have a chronic complainer of a friend and they come to me and they tell me about a restaurant. I obviously pay attention to what they're complaining about. If they're complaining about the lights or the music or where they sat or how slow or fast the food came out or whatever. Those are all things that really I could give less of a shit about. You know, like I don't care if the music's loud. I don't care if it's cold. My bad for not bringing a sweater. I'm not going to have them change the entire temperature of the restaurant just for me. Like those are not things I'm going to complain about. Like if I know I run cold, you know, except I'm sweating balls right now, but I know that I run cold. So like when I go places, I always bring a sweater with me because I don't want to sit there uncomfortable, and it's not on them to have it perfectly like temperature or perfect temperature control just for one person. The music, someone might really be enjoying the music. And like, I like a loud environment, but some people are like, it was intolerable. I've never gone to a restaurant and been sat and been like, I don't want to sit here. It's too hot. I don't want to sit here. I don't like the view. I don't want to sit here. It's too crammed. If you put me there, I'm there.
Right, exactly. So this is the thing. So I don't eat out a lot, but if I go to a restaurant I've never been to, usually it's from a suggestion of a friend. I would never read a review for some person I don't even know. And this is how I see it. So I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. I always check the reviews, but I'm very particular. I consider the source. So instead of just looking at the stars, I look exactly what they're saying. Because some people are just not that smart and like they'll buy something and they're just not even using it properly. And that's why they left a 1-star review. So I consider what they're writing. When it comes to restaurants, I don't know. I don't know what your palate is. I don't know what your experience is. I don't know what's important to you. So why would I listen to you? I don't know you.
Well, speaking of Amazon, you bring up another point when it comes to complainers. Are we looking at the reviews, like how many, I don't know, stars a restaurant, or we'll use Amazon too. Are we looking at how many stars they have or at how many reviews they have? To clarify, let's say I see a restaurant that has 28 reviews and everybody says it's great, but then I see a restaurant with 6,000 reviews and it's 4.2 stars. I am more inclined to go to the 4.2 star that has a star less because I see so many people going to it. And when I see so many people, when I see a busy restaurant, in my mind as a restaurateur, it goes to the food is coming in and the food is going out. That means it's moving, it's fresh. There's a reason people are trying it. Is there a reason it has 6,000 reviews because it's in Times Square? Or is there a reason it has 6,000 reviews because it's in New Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my F-bomb for the.
Yes,
that's my one F-bomb for the episode. Sorry, Marina. Sorry, it just came out. So does that play a role as far as rating, as far as how many people? Like in Amazon, you mentioned Amazon. I'm like, wait a second. I always go to the one that has like the most, like 15,000 reviews.
I do the same thing. Like I tend to look at the amount of reviews and then the stars. But I had a girlfriend and she bought, I think it was like a piece of furniture. And I loved it. Was obsessed. Like, where did you get it?
Okay.
Whatever. And she told me, and she sent me the link, and it had, I think it was like 19 reviews, but 5-star. And I was like, see, if I see less than 200, I don't get it. I just skip right over it. But then I'm like, everybody has to start somewhere.
Yes.
Right.
You know, so these people are just trying to start somewhere. And so far, out of the 20 people who actually cared to leave a review, not 20 sales, 20 people who actually cared
Reviews,
to leave a review, because I never review. I'm sorry. I should actually probably be better at it, because as now a restaurant owner,
Yep.
I really appreciate people going out of their way to write a good review. And I'm just terrible at it. I will go around and I will not shut the hell up about how good my experience was to everybody, like in my life. But do I go on the internet and do it? No. So seeing like the review to number count, you know, or like the star to number count, it's like sometimes even if there are 20 reviews, it's like, okay, maybe they're new. Maybe not everybody left them a review, you know, so you have to give them the benefit of the doubt.
It's funny you say that, because I recently got onto Airbnb in the last year. I'd never done an Airbnb before. And, you know, just like Amazon, just like restaurants, Airbnb hosts or the place, they get reviews, and they get a lot of reviews. So I stayed at my first Airbnb. And after I finished staying at my Airbnb, I got bombarded with emails from Airbnb. How was your stay? How was your host? Would you care to rate? And there was a prompt to where I couldn't finish until I gave a review.
Oh.
So they're actually like forcing you to give a review. It's annoying, but you know what? I think, Noelle, you made a great point. I should be reviewing more, and I shouldn't be reviewing bad reviews. I should be giving credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Like if I had a good meal at a great restaurant, I should be giving a review. I should be supporting that restaurant.
Especially if it's good service, if
Yes.
it's good
And
atmosphere,
you know what? I find
everything.
I find that I'm not doing that. So I brought up the Airbnb thing, because even though it's annoying and they're forcing me to do it, they're trying to force me out of a habit. So I don't know if it's the same thing with Open Table. I'm not familiar with that. If Open Table bombards you with something, in other words, saying, come on, you know, give them a review, give them something. But I can vouch that with Airbnb, they force me to. And I find that I'm thinking about it more. Yeah, great work should never go unnoticed.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But word of mouth, we tell people. Like Noelle said, you go around and you tell people. You will tell people. You'll go to a restaurant through a suggestion, a physical, verbal suggestion. So I guess is that called old school now? Giving not
an organic review.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine going into a restaurant, telling the owner or manager, hey, I had a great meal, and saying, I'm going to go tell all my friends, and the manager saying, yeah, we don't like that. Can you go online and put a review online?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Actually, better yet, do us one better. Go online.
Yeah, with Petunia right now, I believe on Open Table, there's about 30 reviews. And you know what? Listen, nobody gets 5-star reviews forever and ever and ever.
Especially within it's been a month and a half since we've been open.
Yes.
And to have like 30 plus reviews. Obviously not everyone's going to be a 5-star, but even like the 3 stars, I'm like, you know, there will be like a bullshit comment in there, but then there's something that is constructive. And there is something that, like, if I wasn't there and I read that, I'm like, I could see that happening. You know, like, let me touch on that next time I go in and talk to Yianni, my server.
Let's ask Noelle a question. Have you read all the reviews for Petunia?
Yes.
So somewhere around review number 121 for George's Place, Cape May Beachfront, the original OG in 2002, I stopped reading reviews, because you know what? Some people is, like you said, you bring up a great point. They're making no sense whatsoever. And you know what? I'm like, am I going to sit here and just focus on reviews? And I have a really big rule. Don't respond to reviews.
I agree with that.
Because you're just,
You're opening up a can of worms.
You're just engaging somebody.
And some people want you to engage.
But I will say that I have learned some good critiques from people that are giving good perspectives, even though it sounds like they're complaining. And they've made some really good comments that actually helped. You know?
I think that's fair, but yes.
You know what I love though?
Yes, I'm going to say.
I'm sorry. She saw my face. I was like,
Go ahead, Noelle. Let it out.
love
Let it out.
when I get an email. Hey, I dined here. I didn't want to leave a review, but I just wanted to let you know XYZ. It's like, damn, you care enough to actually reach out to us personally and not blast us on the internet because of one-off experience. I love that shit. It's like, wow, because you actually care. You're going out of your way and you have something to say. Now, not all of it is valid all the time, but still at least they give you an opportunity to actually respond privately and not to blow you up on the internet.
Well, this is what I think. And like I said, if you're that person, you're doing it in all parts of your life. And I feel that some people, they like shitting on other people. That's what they like to do. Like if you really cared and you wanted to offer constructive criticism, like you said, they could have sent it via email. The people liked it, but some people like to have a bitching platform. And I feel the people that dump on other people habitually are people that have been dumped on in their lives.
Yes.
Whether it be their spouse, their kids, their teacher, or whoever, that's where they're getting it from. And then they just do it to someone else. So I don't respect I don't read reviews. I don't give a shit. I don't know you. And because I don't know you, I don't trust you. And when it's Amazon, it's one thing because I need to find out the effectiveness of a product.
Sure.
I would pull up recipes for like that I want to cook. And this past Thanksgiving, I pulled up this greatest ever, great reviews. Everyone what they wrote was really good for macaroni and cheese. It was awful. And I was so annoyed. Tons of reviews. It was all positive. I read the review. It made sense. And I'm like, you guys suck. You know what? Well, clearly we have different standards. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know you, so I don't know what your standards are. So I don't care what you have to say. So I would never even look at those reviews for a restaurant.
Did you say macaroni and cheese?
Yeah.
It was a recipe or was the
It was
actual?
a recipe. It was like from scratch.
From scratch macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
And it sucked.
It sucked. It was awful.
Sucked.
I was so annoyed. I made like double too. I'm like, everyone's gonna love this shit. Everyone's saying like, the reviews were like, we have
Best
to make
mac
double.
and cheese ever.
Garbage.
On that note, everybody watching and listening, send us your recipe for macaroni and cheese. And tag Liz onto it.
Do not send me any of that stuff.
And send it. And since Noelle loves emails, you can contact her at Noelle
Don't.
.com. Restaurant Punk.
Noelle.
Yanni.
Liz.
Macaroni and cheese.
Out.
Email Noelle. Bye.
The fucking benefits that you get from a TJ Maxx card are unreal.
What you got? What do you want?